All right, welcome back, Sharp Edge News TV. Welcome. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so that you're notified when we go live, when we drop videos. Hallelujah. We're back on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. We hit 101 followers on Facebook, so we're able to go live. Shout out to you if you watch us on Facebook. Please help us share. All right, without any further ado, now, Chief, I want to make sure that I can hear you because as soon as the intro music came on, I noticed it was super louder than what I was hearing you before we went live. So hopefully,
Oh,
maybe you
okay,
can.
Ola.
You sound very low. You do sound very low. So,
I
um,
sound very low even now.
very, very low, quite low. I can hear. I can almost hear. Let me check the monitor too. Uh, oh yeah, very low. Take out the microphone. Let's use the microphone from the phone. It was better.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's see
yeah.
how that goes.
But at least you can. Hopefully, you can hear me. Not yet. Let's see.
Yes,
I
I can
can.
hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, you know what? I
Can
think. Say something again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, much better.
Oh,
Much
good.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. The only thing is that I can't interrupt you because, and then maybe next week, hopefully next week, we'll figure out the microphone stuff. But yes, everybody, welcome. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We do have some trendy stories around the world. But before we get into that, pardon my disrespectful manners. Today, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to welcome a man of two powerful roles, publisher of SharpEdgeNews.com and High Chief Odokwetu of AIDE Ondo State. Do you notice I don't say Akure North anymore? That's disrespectful.
Well,
AIDE.
it's not.
Wait.
We are talking about
Let me
prominence.
finish my intro now, Baba. Let me finish my intro now. Whether in the newsroom or the kingdom, he's always ahead. Give it up for the legend, Oladimeji Abitogun. Now you can adjust it. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Ola, nice to be back, and apology to our fans all over the world. Yes, we're just making sure that we serve the interests of this profession and our community better. That said, it's good to be back. And before I proceed, Ola, you want to notice one thing. See, let me, you haven't seen me grown this kind of hair in almost 22 years. I've always gone complete them. And just to know that we are, getting old with grace. And to set some holds to my graying process, I decided to keep this there. And I found out that, my younger sister, Olabimpe Balogun, like she said, Mrs. Olabimpe Balogun, she said, oh, it's almost like I've receded half a plot the way I've lost some hair. And I said, okay, it's worth all that because what would anybody expect at 54? So here we go. And we know to everybody who loves longevity, here is to that. So we continue, Ola.
All right. Congratulations on growing some hair. I see. but,
Yeah,
but
I didn't even know that I spotted some, but I allowed the thing to grow naturally, and I found out, oh, I got some sprinkles, and it's fun. It's fun.
all right. Good to know. So I'm sure, by the way, first of all, congratulations to President Donald Trump. Yesterday, he saved us, saved TikTok, and today he saved America. And I'm sure you have a lot to say about that. So, but without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into weekly SharpEdgeNews.com special
Yeah,
report.
even as we congratulate Mr. Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of our dear United States of America, let us also congratulate the winners who emerged from the uh, well debated local government elections back in Ondo State, Nigeria. You can imagine APC candidate cleared the chairmanship of the chair of all 18 local governments across the length and breadth of Ondo State. And remember, the other day we were talking about the candidate of APC in that election in Akoko North East local government, in person of Mr. Mutiu Abimbola Mohammed. He won. And from Ikado Ward 1, we also had the emergence of the councillor there, in person of Mr. Well, I'll come back to it because that name doesn't really register.
Maybe I can help. Are you talking about Prince Abu Akim Asheleri? Is that what you're talking about, or no?
Right. Oh, you even know him better than I do. That's the man. So
okay,
he invited the councillor there from Ikado Ward 1. That's your intervention. It's quite professional. Kudos. Thank you so much. And then from AIDE Ward in Akure North local government, we have the emergence of Princess Aderonke Oluyede. You know, somebody somewhere pretending to be the lady of the minor, or trying to wear the garb of the Lord of the Minor, trying to impose an unpopular choice on the people of AIDE. Even went as far as going to the governor to badmouth Princess Aderonke Oluyede, but with providence and the supreme will of the people of AIDE community. Princess Aderonke Oluyede, experienced politician, trained nurse, and I mean a nurse with a Bachelor of Science, not just a roadside quad or auxiliary pretending to be a professional. And she has established a clinic, has been in practice in the community, not minding that she is married to the royal family there. She continues to do everything to dispense services that improve the quality of what's it called, safe health delivery in the community. So kudos to her and congratulations to her.
So let me get this correct. So Princess Oluyede is a wife of a prince, a wife of the family.
Yeah, the wife of Prince Adetunji Oluyede.
Okay, it looks like she ran sometimes in 2023 too, as well, right?
Yeah, she even, I mean, she recently left office as the secretary to the LCDA, you know, Baile, the one that is known as about LCDA. So,
okay,
and she was also a supervisor in the Akure North local government in the past. So she is quite experienced. Honestly, until at the time, I was not going to approve of a political phrase, but we had to sit down, mend fences, and then I listened to her on the radio one day, and I said, no, this person is not having a sense of entitlement. It's because she is really qualified. I called her to tell her this, and you know how humble I can be when it comes to recognizing talents in people. So I called her and I said, you would, you are going to be relevant in the service of our people. And since then, she has not looked back, and she has her own principles. She's not somebody that anybody can come and push around for whatever reason or the other. And the same pretense that was going to attend the fact that this pretender who wants to always pretend to be in charge. They said illegitimately they installed the daughter as the regent of the vacant stool of AIDE. She's pretending to be the one there. She wears crown, doesn't behave as if she's an Olori, wears agbada around town. And let me draw the attention of the governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa. We love you in AIDE. Even as I'm in exile in America, I love you, sir. But let me also tell you, you cannot continue to sacrifice your safety and the safety of the people of Ondo State and indeed the Federal Republic of Nigeria, allowing somebody who just wants to score cheap points and pretend to be your kingmaker, to be the one who made you as governor. The people of Ondo State made you, not Olori, so-called Fuminejo Oluyede. In breach of protocol, she doesn't have regard for any of your what's it called, security details, and right in public, just to show the people of AIDE that she has access to you. Nobody badges in on the president. Nobody badges in on the governor. You cannot even badge in on the chairman of a local government that way. And then when she does that, she goes back to the community to pretend that, oh, she anyhow she wants, she badges into you. And then she can nominate whoever wants to become a political somebody in the community. And she's already lying, arranging people to attend the birthday party of the governor. But only this, they made a futile attempt to unlawfully install a king in the community without the input of all the kingmakers, but they've been stopped in their track. We are begging Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, Lucky Orimiso, we don't want any war in Ayede Ogbese. There is nowhere the law allows a single person in the name of Lisa Femi-Fajebimo to make any king. It has to be a consensus. It has to be a collegiate effort. So all these things going on, and we have to congratulate our people. Now, let me, on a sober note, say that it's not just been festivities and celebrations galore. I lost a friend, an associate professor of English, somebody who was my classmate in the university, in person of Dr. Romance Obakpolo. He was a lecturer, senior lecturer in the Department of English at Lagos State Polytechnic, otherwise known as, Lagos State College of Education, otherwise known as Adenino Gusoya College of Education in Ikorodu. I pray for the repose of his soul. May God comfort his family. Also to the people of Akure again, the guy who was imagined as our federated icon of culture, the Arole Olodon. Honestly, this young man was going places. He could sing like canary. The voice was as sonorous as that of a late Wale Glorious, known as Mr. James Olawale Aino, Wale Glorious. Remember that man who was prominent on the musical scene of Nigeria up till the early 70s, when he passed on at the age of 29. Arole Olodon also passed on this last 2 days. And we joined the family and those left behind to say that we will miss him. I've personally had to contract him to perform for me at various times, and he did well. There was a time I also organized a joint performance between him and some Abakaliki musicians of Igbo traditional dancers in Ayede Ogbese. They did very well. So we will miss Arole Olodon. That said, of course, you know the mood of the world, and I love to just put it on hold right here. So many tragic events all over Nigeria. The explosion of a fuel tanker in Niger State around the same place along Suleja. I remember that in 1999, as a reporter with the Comment newspaper, it was my unfortunate situation to go and report the another fuel explosion that burnt, that incinerated several marketers. The Christmas Eve of that year, 1999, December 24th. Till today, if you find the copy of what I filed, the report I filed for the Comment newspaper in any library, you will see how gruesome that was. And on like that, it's been intractable in Nigeria. How we manage our roads, the transportation laws, the rules that guide the transportation of things that are highly flammable. This said, I know that we have always expected that the road in any new year will be very rough, like Dr. Tashola will put it. But we never knew that it would be closing in on all of us this way. I will climb down my soapbox now. Ola, The floor is yours. Thank you very much. Our report.
Thank you so much for making it concise, precise, sharp edge news style. But yes, everybody, please do us a favor. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and rest in peace to the young. I don't know how young that person was. Arole Olodo. Rest in peace to that person. And congratulations to all the winners in our Korean North local government or wherever elections are going on.
Akoko Northeast as well.
And Akoko Northeast. All right. So hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you're notified. We'll be right back with some trendy stories around the world. All right, welcome back. So the young man you're looking at on the screen is some kind of EFCC operative that has been basically going viral over the past, I don't know, few days. I'm going to read a quick report from MSN.com. It says the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested a suspected internet fraudster who allegedly killed its operatives during an operation in Anambra State. It was gathered that the suspect opened fire on the EFCC operatives during an operation on Friday, killing an operative in the process and injuring another. According to the official of the anti-graft agency who spoke to the cable, the slain officer was buried in Sokoto on Saturday, adding that the suspect is being detained at the EFCC zonal headquarters in Enugu State. And I quote, "The incident was a very unfortunate one. The dead officer has been buried today in Sokoto." Now, there's been some controversial conversation around this, and that's what I wanted to get your opinion on. Some people were saying, in fact, there was one particular popular guy, Solomon Bucci. His name is, he claims to be a youth pastor / social media commentator, all kind of stuff. Anyway, he said he served him right. Like, why are you breaking into people's homes in the name of your EFCC person in the middle of the night? So that conversation has sparked off a lot of controversial opinions around Nigeria and on social media. I wanted to get your take on it.
See, the pastor you have just identified, the youth pastor and the social media activist, is not acting outside what EFCC advertised about the change in its modus operandi, in its mode of operation in the past. It said, I mean, if you check their website, unless they are doctoring things up, it was there that they will not go after anybody in the middle of the night. And there would be no sting operations. They said that. And then
really?
They themselves said it. And then you look at what was involved in the whole drama, the entire melee. You find out that they find out that the bloke who has now been held as a suspect was having a laptop. They said he was into some form of a trading activity, which in Nigeria may not constitute having to hunt on the internet online, will not constitute a criminal breach in any way, and so on and so forth. And then having a kind of car. But if you come in to conduct or to serve a warrant of arrest on somebody, I think it has to be done properly. In Nigeria, where you don't know who is a crook or who is indeed acting in the name of the law, storming the house of somebody in the middle of the night cannot be proper without proper identification and following laid down rules of discharging such duties. But we cannot justify the killing of anybody in uniform. Please let that be underlined. We cannot justify the killing of anybody in uniform. But how were the people who came with this EFCC official who lost his life in an unfortunate circumstance this week? How did they conduct themselves when they got to the property where they were executing this arrest? These are the details that must be captured, and let nobody behave as if the fact of working for an auspicious organization like EFCC could be an excuse to violate the right of the average citizen, whether in Nigeria or anywhere for that matter. Beyond that, the rule of engagement has to be respected by all and sundry when it comes to all this. The zeal with which these people went after this Nigerian youth, whom they are now keeping in their facility. We do not know what kind of charges they will want to prefer against him, but we did not see this kind of excitement in executing a warrant against somebody who allegedly stole billions belonging to the people and government of Kogi State, like the man who disgraced himself as the governor, although voted in as a youth. We never saw that kind of excitement in them. When it comes to the big men criminals in Nigeria, the EFCC does not demonstrate this kind of zealousness. We don't see this kind of zeal in them. But when it comes to people that they are profiled, you must appear somewhere. Somehow you have a kind of hairstyle that does not really communicate to the Nigerians a traditional or customary standard, or you are handling an expensive phone. Although you know how young you were, you know your age when you started cruising your father's Mercedes-Benz in Nigeria. Are you there? Hello?
I am here. I just kind of stay muted to make sure audio is good. Yes.
Yes. You know how old you were when you started driving in Nigeria.
Right.
If any youth tried what you were doing in those days,
they'll be harassed.
You remember how young I was that I would sneak the key to the cars and would drive you people around or would take Babanjo's a small car called, and people will be calling him where he was a supervisory councillor at our local government headquarters. That we saw Dimegi driving around town in your car, and then my brother will be at home waiting for me. If you tried that in Nigeria of today, there have been people. There is a cousin of yours who told me he started driving at the age of 10.
It's very possible.
Yes,
very possible.
I know of somebody who started driving from age 13, 14. By the time we were out of high school, we could go to unimaginable distances across Nigeria. We were having fun. We grew up seeing our elder brothers, cousins, members of our extended families enjoying Nigeria's ambience this way. But today, it's become a crime. All these things are being criminalized. Just because of the way you look, because of your age. Who says you cannot aspire towards success from any given age, so long you are not cutting corners? And you know how we frown at crimes in our family. But that tradomcentrism does not also mean that any policeman, any law enforcement agent will come after you with with this license to kill, snub the life out of an aspiring youth. So why is it that Nigeria has become such a hostile country where youths can no longer live out their dream? We are totally against all kinds of internet fraud, all kinds of fraud, whether internet or not. But the ones our people should be talking about, one big man, Chief the Honorable, stealing, grabbing what should serve the interest of millions of Nigerians. There's no excitement about going after such people.
So Chief, right? I mentioned the gentleman's name. I want to make sure I correct something before we continue, right? Solomon Buchi, he came back. So it was basically very dark man that was calling him out for wishing death on an officer. He came back and he posted, "I did not rejoice," and I quote, "I did not rejoice over the death of an EFCC officer. I rejoice that the man had a licensed gun to protect his family from unknown gunmen who jumped into his compound in the dead of the night. I would do just the same if I had a gun.
See, let me tell you of another situation. Back in Akure, I have a friend from my university time, a native of Ifon. He worked with the Ondo State government's Department of Inland Revenue, the state IRS there. You know that this guy kept some ferocious dog in his company, and so-called and this is the guy who legitimately works for the government of Ondo State. Some so-called operatives of whatever agency jumped into his company. Those dogs were going to make a live feast of them. Thank God they were able to jump. They were able to find their way out of that. So it could have been some caged animal. It could have been some dogs on the loose, other than even the bullet. You do not invade a man's privacy without giving adequate and proper notice. This is the point we are making. I don't think anybody, like I've emphasized, we do not like
to the point you were making earlier about even young kids not being afraid of looking a certain way earlier, right?
yes.
Or driving around town in their father's car, and then that's suddenly becoming a crime. Solomon Buchi went on to say, if Mark Zuckerberg was Nigerian, EFCC would have raided his dorm where he started Facebook and accused him of internet fraud because he had laptops and was caught coding. Nigeria is a hell for talents.
That's right. So how can it constitute some material breach to be coded? How can it, you do C++, you are coding. Somebody comes after you, that must in itself have the implication for committing a crime.
Unfortunately, you probably couldn't see a lot of the videos I've been showing to the screen. They're showing a lot of videos of EFCC invading people's privacies, breaking in, and CCTV capturing them, misbehaving in the middle of the night in the name of being EFCC.
It is really unfortunate, very sad. Nigeria cannot continue with this attitude of impunity. You cannot use impunity to cure the disease of impunity. This is what we're saying. There must be due process on all sides. Citizens must respect the law.
It only seems like they are going after Yahoo boys, nothing else.
But without making somebody go through proper process, without processing an individual, how do you now suddenly conclude that this person is Yahoo? How do you reach that conclusion?
Based on the bunch of tweets I'm seeing right now, they're saying once they see laptop, they call you Yahoo. They just call it Yahoo once they see a laptop.
I've seen such irresponsible conduct at times. As a journalist, whenever I'm in Nigeria, I'm mostly on the road, and I love to take in the what's it called, the sceneries. Nigeria can be highly scenic. So the deal is that in the course of traveling Nigeria up and down, I have witnessed so many things, and I've had to stand my ground, insist on my rights, sometimes at enormous risk. Somewhere at the police station around the Ishuakoko, before you get to Ibilo, there was the time they were going to drag me into the middle of nowhere. I told that guy, you're just wasting your time. You just waste your bullets, and we will still drag you before the entire war. I've seen soldiers doing all kinds of stuff, and you are saying you are not winning the war on crime against insurgency and all. How can you win when you are distancing and causing kind of disunity between all these institutions and the citizenry? It's not done that way. Here you see the way our children will be excited to go through the vehicle of a policeman, how they want to see the wonders of the dash cam and so many other things. And then you see muscular policemen carrying all these boys, and the boys, you ask them, oh, I want to be a policeman, I want to be a fire serviceman. In Nigeria, you say, would you want to dream of becoming a fire service person? They say you're a fire brigade person. You know, there are ways.
That's very dangerous, because then who's gonna be those people?
This is the thing. The country should not be a place where young ones are being slaughtered. It's almost like what you find in the days of Herod, and somebody paraphrasing what was in the book of the prophets. Then where Christ had in Ramah, Rachel crying because our children are no more. We can't be killing our youth. It's happening over and over. This has got to stop. Nigerian lives, what's it called? Nigerian youth's lives also matter. This is what we say. Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and touch some other stories around the world. Do us a favor, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. A quick shout out to Miss Elizabeth Omotayo. She says, congratulations to President Donald Trump. God bless America. A quick shout out to Joget TV. Joget TV says, very explicit package. Good job. Thank you. And then shout out to my G. Life with Natu.
The guy behind Joget TV was my boss. Back 1995, we floated this outfit in Nigeria, Vote Connections.
Really?
Yes. Through that, we met people like Chief Ebenezer Obey, the late Mr. Gbenga Adeboye, Fuonton, on and on. Gbe Galawal in Ibadan. So many other people. Like, yes, like people you won't even imagine. It took me to several places, and I was even the editor-in-chief of that organization. I was just coming out of the university then.
Well, shout out to Mr. Joget TV.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you.
He's based in Canada. He's based in Canada.
All right, thank you so much. And then we have Bello Taiwo. Mr. Bello Taiwo says both those personnel were just trying to get something from good citizens of Nigeria, while they're different killer everywhere in Nigeria. Thank you so much for that opinion.
Good point.
Yeah. So please hit the like button though. We're coming back. We have some other trendy stories around the world, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So Trump declares national emergency on immigration day one. So as you can probably tell on our screen, we have all type of flying things because we're still celebrating the inauguration of the 47th president of America, who happens to be the same guy who was the 45th president of America, particularly United States of America, and happens also to be the greatest comeback in the history of politics in America. There's a small report here. I'll just read maybe a little bit of it on BBC. Even BBC is paying attention, right? Great BBC. Trump declares national emergency. He has proclaimed America's decline is over. And I quote, America's decline is over, as he vowed to act swiftly through sweeping executive action, including declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. He actually says something about changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. In his inaugural address, Trump said he is, quote, confident and optimistic as he returns to the White House with a, quote, a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal, referring to the last 4 years under his predecessor, Joe Biden. Obama showed up without his wife. Clinton showed up with his wife. All three of them got booed, by the way. President George Bush, the Jr., showed up with his wife. I saw only 3 black people. There were probably more people there. But anyway, I just wanted to drop that, give you guys some quick updates on what's going on. It looks like it's going to be an interesting next 4 years. I wanted to know what your take is on what you saw today. I know you watched some of it probably, and maybe you can give us your own recap.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Let me start out by congratulating Mr. Donald Trump for running a tight campaign. It looked like he was not going to win, but he clinched it eventually. So we congratulate him for that. And that is the furthest I will go.
And congratulate him. That's it. You don't have more.
Because you look at that speech itself, very dark. His predecessor, whether as 45th president, was there in the person of Mr. Barack Obama, and his successor, the 46th, Mr. Joe Biden, was there as his predecessor to today's inauguration. Look at those, listen to those things he said about them. Who betrayed America? Can anybody, all of us Americans, can we say in good conscience that Barack Obama, Joe Biden, that they indeed betrayed America? I think people should know how to draw the line between politics and governance. Governance has started for him today, but he chose to make it the most horrible inaugural speech ever in the history of this country. And that is not good for all of us as American citizens. And then, what is that thing about renaming Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America? Honestly, if you are strong and powerful, there is a way you manage all that, which is why in Yoruba parlance, you know, there is nothing he brags about doing that Obama did not do. Obama deported far more aliens from America than anybody. But you saw the subtle way in which he handled the diplomatic underbelly of the entire thing. That is what Mr. Donald Trump does not really seem to be embracing here. And you push the world too hard, the world will push back. And this dream of isolationism, that speech is replete with isolationist agenda. We must call it the way it is. Everybody is scared of speaking up and all that. So when you speak up or you speak truth to power, and the power decides, like Herod of old, or anybody for that matter, to kill you, after you are gone, after you are killed, what comes after? So this is why, very early enough, we are saying this is beneath the place of our country as the great icon of democracy and hope for the world. How you project your strength is not by going around saying, because you want to excite some base, and then you continue to rub it on people right to their faces. So what's the essence of bullying those people who showed up as a matter of grace and solidarity in the interest of the country? This is why I said somebody must learn to draw the line between partisan rhetorics, jingoism, and that which drives home the point for good governance, offering protection to everybody. And what I know about the world in which we live, you may say you are utterly bad. You want to explore what has never been done before in power. There are people around you who you think are loyal to that dark agenda you want to foist on the vast majority of the people in your country. You unexpectedly, you will see them pushing back against you. Trust me, they will push back against you. So this idea of claiming Panama Channel, saying Gulf of Mexico is now Gulf of America and all that, that is not the business. However, about declaring an emergency at the border between Mexico and America and United States of America, old script being rehashed. Let us just continue to watch. You know, a Nigerian statesman coined the phrase, "Sit down, look." Let's sit down and watch events unfold. Let's see the whole melodrama about politics in this country. But this is one rare moment that that America has got to tell the world that it can always reinvent itself. And you know the way the world will be watching. You see a bully in town who wants to say that he has all the strength. I can claim Greenland. I can claim this. What you and I should be talking about really on this occasion is what is in this for Africa, Nigeria, and what have you. This is one moment where Africans and Africa, the leaders in Africa would have to look inwards and see the solidarity they can really spring among themselves and make sure that they are not looking in the wrong hills for that kind of help that ought to come from God. Same way for ordinary citizens like us in the United States of America. I have no fear that all will be well. All will be well. Really, I think if you interpret his body language, only criminals who are illegal aliens have got something to fear. You are here following the right path to citizenship. You've got nothing to fear. You've got nothing to fear. And I think at his age, he is looking for how to really do something that will not allow the world to forget him after office and when he must ultimately have gone to meet his creator when he's old. We have not that wish for him. All we want for him is the very best while serving his time.
So before I move on to the next story, what do you think about his he immediately declared there are only two genders as far as United States of America is concerned?
Yeah, and I cannot go there. You know why? In this country, you put your mouth in their affair. You never know where they stand. And we have tried it on this show, not on this the issue of discussions about sexual orientation or what have you. You and I, as people that we don't have any conflict about the gender stuff in the world. I know where I come from, man and woman would always approach the grace of mercy, the altar or wherever, and get joined together. But this thing they are parading as if it's new. They want to use it to draw you and I into their own argument. It's their own argument. Go and look at the people behind some of the iconic paintings and drawings and sculptures you see in cathedrals, in what's it called? The Basilica in Rome and what have you. Many of them were homosexuals. Yet their what's it called? Their creative works are venerated as if these things were revealed by God Himself. That is why I tell you, when these people want to begin to set agenda for the world, they know where to go. But when they are together in their bedrooms, in their parlors, and drinking pops, these things do not divide them. You can join.
That's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't divide them, but they will push it down your throat.
But they will push it towards us, and then we begin to tear each other apart. Mine is,
that's a good point.
You're not coming with anything after my behind, and you know I won't ever do that to anybody. So how do I begin to embrace or own a debate that is never
their own fight
or my community? Let them day. Let them day. That is it. You put your mouth now. I've told you of a situation in which some of my colleagues and I were invited for IMF World Bank meetings in Washington, D.C. And then the name of this guy is Lehman with CNN, because I approached him to shake hands with him to greet him. He said,
Mr. Cooper?
Yeah, he said, with the debate going on in Nigeria, this thing that they are saying they will put gay and what are lesbians.
So it made it personal. It made it personal.
Yes, if I had greeted you, would you have greeted me? I said, what has that got to do with the fraternity of the pen profession? I'm just greeting you, and then until some of our colleagues started approaching, and then they inquired to know what was going on. I said, well, I don't know what he's talking about. It's not my thing. When I saw Anderson Cooper 360, when I saw him in Ghana when we went there to report on the visit, the maiden visit of President Barack Obama. I think that would be 2009. Then I was working with PointBlankNews.com as the managing editor. We flew on the same plane from the US to Ghana at Delta Airline. And at the airport there, I greeted him. It doesn't affect my humanity. Yet, it does not influence how I relate with people. But me, I am straight. I'm proud to be straight. Simple.
In every sense of it, eh? All right. Thank you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe.
We never even finish with our women in the 10 minutes to
I'll be.
I got no time.
Ọ̀rọ̀ kò ní di tiwa ẹ jọ̀ọ́. All right. Hit the like button. Sorry. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We have some other trendy stories. We'll be right back. All right, so speaking of Oroloro Koni Ditiwa, TINUBU AIDE, KEMI BADENOCH'S comment won't shake Nigeria. KEMI seems to be relentless at not minding her own business. Oroloro ni Ditiwa. But anyway, this report here, let me read this report to you.
Calm down. How is Nigerian appear? How is it Oroloro to KEMI BADENOCH?
Hey, wait now, wait. Wait now. I'll tell you. Don't ask me. We're gonna ask. What's the name of the vice president of Nigeria? Vice president of Nigeria. Ask her to change her name. So I think as of today, Dr. Ruben Abati was also calling her. Is it Jamia or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, she's not stopping. I don't think she's gonna stop anytime soon too. But there's this guy Daniel Bwala, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, has expressed that the marketing comments on Nigeria by the leader of the United Kingdom Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch, are ineffective as our government isn't in power. Bola noted that Badenoch's comments were intended to make her win acceptance from our party's members. Speaking on Monday, when he was featured on Channel's television program Sunrise Daily, Bola said, "The only problem we have with Kemi, I think, is the rhetoric, because Kemi belongs to the right base in the United Kingdom, where she is, which is what you see in the populism around the world, that you can deepen on your support system if you can feed off the anger of the people." And so she's building a rhetoric of denigrating Nigeria, demarketing Nigeria, so she can probably win the acceptance of or acceptation of the Nigerian right. So in a recent statement, I think she made a statement about Nigerian I forgot exactly how she said it, but I think she said I can't find it now, but something to the effect of Nigerian kills dream or something like that, but people die or something like that in Nigeria, and that they're not going to allow United Kingdom to become that. So here's a quote from her before I let you go, sir. "I grew up in a poor country and watched my relatively wealthy family become poorer and poorer, despite working harder and harder as their money disappeared with inflation. I came back to the UK aged 16 with my father's last £100 in the hope of a better life. So I have lived with the consequences of terrible governments that destroy lives." That's the point she made. "And I never ever want it to happen here." On to you. Your take, sir. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, my point of departure. If anybody is going to take on Kemi Badenoch or anybody for that matter, I think Daniel Bwala is the least qualified. This is somebody who is ideologically inconsistent and always finds it convenient to just take a flip and latch onto any government in power, so long it suits his personal needs and ego. The last time we heard of him, or before now, when he snaked, in a serpentine way, find himself to the warm embrace of Nigeria's presidency. He was one of the people carrying placard, shouting that the Muslim ticket will not work for Nigeria, and then because of that, he went to work for Abubakar Atiku. He's back now, serving, kissing up to the royal presidency, the imperial presidency in Nigeria. That said, well, it is often painful. Ola, you were born in the United States of America by parents who both came from Nigeria. You went to live in Nigeria. Did you not see certain things that shook your faith in Nigeria as a country? Did you not witness it? Or, as much as I love Nigeria, I'm a traditional chief there. I cannot be in denial about things that I witnessed in that country. Are you talking of the action to death of my uncle because of political disagreement in that country? How my mother's properties and what have you became target of arson because of politics. So if I relate all those things now, or the injustice I suffered as a university student just because I wrote an article as the campus editor, challenging the avoidable death of Adetutu Ajayi in those days. Because the school university said, I had said in my article that they were culpable in the avoidable death of that young woman, who was my contemporary to many others like me in Ondo State University, Ado Ekiti then. So if I recollect that and I make it my narrative to the whole world, how does that make me somebody who demarkets Nigeria? So simply stating my reality has become a reason for anybody to want to describe me as a Nigerian hater. This is what they are doing to KEMI BADENOCH. And this is rather unfortunate. Nigeria's vice president descending into the arena took on her. Now is Daniel Bwala's turn. And I do not know why somebody like Dr. Ruben Abati want to pitch his tent with people who are fighting against plurality of opinion. Simple. This is what it is. You have your take about Nigeria, I have my take. You cannot make your truth my own truth. And least of all, I mean, somebody like Dr. Ruben Abati for charging at, what's his name? This is a dancing mantis from River State, Jason Wike, the other day. You had the way Jason Wike was going to begin to also ridicule Dr. Abati for running for political office and losing in an election in which Abati was not on top of the ticket. So people, they would leave issues alone and then they begin to want to attack personalities. KEMI BADENOCH is doing better than all of them. She is doing better than all of them. At least she is in opposition today. If she is doing this, I do not think there is a script anywhere that you must run down any country of any country of ancestry or wherever that has been handed over to KEMI BADENOCH. Or go after Nigeria and what have you. She is saying Nigeria is a place where dreams can be killed. Simple. So why is anybody angry about that? So the unfortunate martyrs of NSAS who were mauled down, killed in cold blood, even while wrapping themselves up with in a patriotic moment with the flag of Nigerian nation, the way they were murdered, were their dreams not? Were their dreams not smoked out? Were their dreams not killed with them? You know this has happened severally. Kule Adepeju in those days. Dreams got killed, and she has stated the fact of how she witnessed inflation destroying the fortune of her family. It happened to people in my family. So everybody should temper their argument with reason and logic. I do not see her as a Nigerian hater. She is not. If anything, people acting dishonestly just because of their belly, stomach infrastructure, what they want to eat. They are the ones who should mind their rhetoric about this. If we continue to hide the shenanigans and misconduct of our public officials and how Nigeria is being destroyed instrumentally by the day.
Let me ask you, how do you respond to this, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
And Ademola Ogbeni Demola on Twitter said, if you want to have an idea about Africans who were capturing their fellow Africans and selling them into slavery, look at KEMI BADENOCH. How do you respond to that?
That is not also true, because KEMI BADENOCH is not even in charge of any affairs there. So the bandits all over Nigeria, they run slave market. Is KEMI BADENOCH one of them? Is KEMI BADENOCH the one implementing the agenda of Bretton Woods institutions against Nigeria by way of devaluation of Naira and what have you? These people, they have arguments that are really, really weak and bankrupt, and they should not tell that to the Marine. They should look for some zombies in their cathedral, in the choir of their cathedral, and then they should offer them such tunes. I do not think this qualifies as one.
So let me say this, Chief. So KEMI BADENOCH suffer, so they all suffer go, and they were left with this £100 that she took to United Kingdom to start their life all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware? I mean, are you able to concede to what that sounds like to an average Nigerian? I say average Nigerian, not the average around me and you. Average Nigerian.
Well,
right.
That is our story. It's a narrative, period. All these people, yes, that is a narrative. I am trained as a journalist to keep my cynicism within myself. I'll just listen to our story.
Okay, thank goodness I am not a journalist.
Yeah, you are already won by association, and you are being trained.
But I can have opinion now, Abi. I can have opinion, right?
Your opinion will be strictly yours. The facts will be sacred. Your opinion will be freely given. That is not crime, but the fact is what cannot be twisted or manufactured. And if that is the fact of our existence, who am I, or anybody for that matter, to begin to cast aspersion or doubt at what he has to say? Is our story, and everybody has a story.
So with regards to that, right? With regards to that, you're absolutely correct. She has the right to have a story. She has the right not just to a story, but to actually have an opinion about Nigeria. She has the right to every single one of those things. Now, here's the flip side of that. I have the right to have an opinion about every ounce, every micro pieces of her story and her opinion. And I'm going to give those opinions. My opinion is that girl, she has no right. She's talking from a place of privilege. And I think she has the right. Let me take that back. She has the right to use Nigeria or Nigeria's pain story to propel herself in a political career. She has the right, but we have the right to call it out for what it is. And that's exactly what I think it is. I think she's using Nigeria as a story to propel herself. I think it lacks, if it's either that or she completely lacks emotional intelligence. You know, if it's the latter, congratulations to her. If it's the former, it's actually very sad that somebody that's big will actually lack that amount of that level of social and emotional intelligence. She cannot keep bringing what is not relevant. No, Nigeria matter is not relevant to her journey unless she makes it relevant. If it's helping her, congratulations to her. But some of us, we can see through it. Okay, especially if it's repetitive. And so it's not about if she's telling the truth or not. OJB, of course she's telling the truth. It's not about that.
It's
It's not about if she's telling the truth or not. It's about the manipulation in it all. It's manipulative. If anything, if she doesn't realize it, that's sad. If she realizes it, but she's using it to propel herself in her political career, congratulations to her. But that person that made that last statement will be correct if that's the case.
Anyway, if like you said, if she's using it as a manipulation, let me also use this Yoruba as thing for you. If she's offering her folks on sale for pittance, when that at the end of that transaction, you won't be able to have them back. I mean, with any exorbitant price. So what I'm saying is that we leave that to her, the judgment about that to her and her conscience.
But yeah, after I have my opinion now, of course, I'll leave it to her.
I respect your views, but
okay.
My own thing is this: we proceed with caution because there is this attempt to make everybody, to put everybody in one straight jacket in Nigeria and make them have a unipolar thinking. We cannot all think alike and think, oh, Nigeria has been so nice to all of us. Thank you very much.
Agreed. All right, so diverse views are always welcome. I see Mr. Joga TV says, whatever anyone does goes into history. Every leader must realize that nothing pays as diplomacy and liberalism. Ohun tí ó tán ni, ohun tí ó ẹ jẹ́ kí n kà ẹ́ ní sùúrù. Ohun tí ó tán ni eégún ọdún rèmí eégún ọdún wọ́n fà mí sórí ẹ̀ náà ẹ ní sùúrù eégún ọdún ọmọ alàgbà ń bó wọra okay ẹ parí ẹ.
Ọmọ alàgbà ń bọ̀ wá rákàrà.
Ó ń bọ̀ wá rákàrà jẹ lójúde. Lójúde, okay. Thank you, sir.
When the Egungun festival is on,
you
saw the people attending in the groves, the children, of this Egungun priest, they have free fried bean balls to throw around, eat as if that is the end of it, as if this year festival would not again move on.
It will happen again. We shall move. We move.
When it's over, the children of the Alagba is the chief amongst the Egungun chiefs. And so, children too, who has been given all this free akara thing and what have you, is going to go to the Mama Alakara in the neighborhood to offer money to buy now because there's no more free akara coming as a result of the Egungun festival. So, what we're saying is that occupation of office, being in any office, elected office for that matter, is strictly tenured. For Donald Trump, 4 years will soon run its course. For people running the show in Nigeria, it looks like it will never end. Remember when they said PDP will...
And those of you using our pain to drag us in the United Kingdom too, bueno, it's coming back too.
That's right. Yeah. So this is just the thing. This is just
all right. All right.
Turn by turn, that's so like this.
Some people have 2 turns. Shout out to Donald Trump. Anyway, thank you everybody. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live or drop videos. We appreciate you. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. Take care and God bless.